I'm not going to complain by any means, but I have never been the type of person that likes for somebody to just show up at my house. To me, that's very rude and very disrespectful. But nonetheless, sorry for the abrupt cut off of the live, but I had somebody show up at my house. So, um, we had just finished reading the Dear Jesus devotional, and the sacral chakra affirmation. So let's get our incense lit for the sacral chakra, which is sandalwood. That's something that I will never get used to. I especially nowadays with how easy it is to send a text message, like just send a message and be like, "Hey, I'm going to swing by." To me, it's anyways, it's very rude and very disrespectful, but nonetheless, it is what it is, and it's people that are trying to help me get set up uh in the apartment, so I can't really complain too much, or at least I'm not going to. All right, so now we got our sandalwood incense. Shout out to Dollar Tree. They have a whole set of chakra candle or incense. I'm all kinds of discombobulated now. I guess when I load these, or I'll have to go back and label it part one and part two. So here we are with part two. All right, let's get our affirmation from the Wild Offering Oracle, and then we'll get into the Angels of Abundance Oracle and go from there. It was 11:33 on the clock when I came back. It's 2:23 on the timer. Let's just take a minute. All right. That got me all kinds of discombobulated. Trust. When love is invited to take over, right actions arise at the right time. Allow me, dear divine, to wait patiently until the timing is right. Let me rest in the unknown until a clear path is shown. Trust. Trusting the divine, trusting your own intuition, trusting that everything happens for a reason. Everything works out as it should. Even people showing up at your place unexpectedly, everything happens for a reason. Hardships. May I embrace what's happening right now, as baffling or painful as it is. Help me, God, to trust where you are guiding me. I am yours. If we truly believe that everything happens for a reason, then that means even the bad things happen for a reason. So many lessons can be learned from experiencing the trials and tribulations in our life. Going back to the scripture of the day, John 16:33. Even the tribulations can teach us so much. We learn so much about ourselves, about other people, about the world around us when we go through troubling times. Clarity. Our troubles give us clarity. Hello, hello. What is the meaning of this live stream? Bob is Bob. You can never be Bob. Bob. Okay. Um, Clarity. Let me trust my deepest instincts in all ways. especially when matters are unclear. May my own holy intuition always guide the way. It's important to learn how to listen to our intuition. A lot of times we don't, and then when we get in a situation or something pans out the way we don't want it to, we're like, dang, if I just would have listened to that gut feeling, to what my body was trying to tell me. All right, let's get a grief affirmation. Being thankful for the breath, for the air that we breathe, for the little things in life that we take for granted so often. Having an attitude of gratitude, knowing that the abundance is there to be had. Not necessarily material abundance, but spiritual abundance. Was there one flipped over? I am not defined by my grief. No. The hardships that we go through don't define us, but they do help us grow. They help us learn. They help us, a lot of times it's during the hardest times in our lives that we learn the most. Like I said before, not only about ourselves, but about the people that are around us. You know, that old saying, you learn who your true friends are when you're at the, darkest parts of your life. Okay, we'll go to the Angels of Abundance. This is one of the new decks, but I enjoy this deck. Positive thoughts, positive affirmations can go a long way in your day-to-day life. If you're constantly complaining, constantly thinking about the difficult things, we fail to show gratitude. We fail to be thankful. And that can lead you down a very dark path. Donations, tithing, and charitable work. There's 2 white doves. She's carrying flowers. Looks like wildflowers. Give joyfully to the organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you. And know that your generosity will be returned to you manyfold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, or other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. I say it all the time. It's not just material things. It's not just money. It's not just things that can be held. Sometimes your time is the greatest gift. Block out distractions. That's what we had last time. That's what's on the bottom of the deck. Raise or promotion is what's on top of the deck. All right. Donations, tithing, and charitable work. All right. Now we'll pull from the Archangels of Fire deck. This is technically a new deck to this channel, but when I had my old channel, I used to have this deck, and it was one of my favorite decks. It has 40 different archangels, from Archangel Michael to Archangel Metatron, everything in between. We'll see what advice we can get from our archangels today. So far, the linking messages are showing gratitude, trusting in the divine, expressing that gratitude with donations, tithing, and charitable works, knowing that we're not defined by our grief, that the troubles and tribulations that we go through are going to make us stronger from day to day. All right. That was quick. Kerubiel, Kerubiel. He looks like a wow, what is that angel that they talk about in the Bible? A cherubim? No. Anyways, he has a lion, a bull, and an eagle. Dang, what are those angels called? Maybe it'll tell us in the book. Card number 33. It was 11:33 when I came back to start the second part of the video after we got interrupted. He is an archangel of the silver ray. Soul chakra and location, soul star. Healing qualities, connection to higher self, realization of divine purpose, transcending karma, access to the Akashic records, manifestation and awakening. Crystal associations, silver, hematite, magnetite, meteorite. Essential oil, star jasmine, the star and constellation, the swan, and the Southern Cross. The meaning of his card is illumination. His message, do not delay. The time has come to share of your light. Be unafraid to speak your truth, for there are many who will benefit from your message. Cherubim, that's what it is. So I was right. See, I always second guess myself. That I guess that's a human nature, or at least it's in my nature. One of the heads of the mighty cherubim angels is a powerful archangel. Unlike the classical picture of chubby flying babies, cherubs actually have 4 faces, that of a lion, an eagle, an ox, and a human, which point to each of the 4 directions on the compass. The name cherubim means wisdom, and Kerubiels, let's see how, hold on. We're going to have to pause our hand pan because I want to find out how to properly pronounce his name. Kerubiel. Let's see.
The following pronunciation is brought to you by pronouncenames.com.
Crabiel. But that's not the right spelling. That's not the same spelling. The word is pronounced with the emphasis on the second syllable. Carabiel. Carabiel. Okay. Sometimes it doesn't give us an audio version. And in that video, it's spelled different. Okay. Anyways, all right. This name specifically means the flames which dance around the throne of God. When I first experienced a meeting with this force of an angel, I felt and saw huge golden talons, like those of an eagle, coming down from above me. I physically felt the sheer weight of this being as he perched on my shoulders. His eyes flashed with golden fire, and his wings blazed with lightning that came in multiple surges of electrical heat. Golden fire surged and spewed in sparks from his human mouth when he spoke. The request was far from light and fluffy, and although still loving, it left me trembling. However, although he may look and sound rather ominous, this angel really does have our best interests at heart. Like a cosmic lighthouse, he calls forth peace and light and sends it out in all directions. He uses his flame to ignite the highest heights of wisdom and knowledge within us. And he is here to help everyone on the planet to awaken and ascend. You are the center of the universe. Your world revolves around you. Have you ever stopped to consider the power you have? From your perspective, everything, all life, all existence pivots around you. When you realize you are in charge of the way you choose to perceive our existence, you come into the wisdom of knowing you have the power to direct the course of humanity and our future. What kind of world do you want to see? What are you creating through your intention and perception? Choose now and hold the vision of a world filled with love, peace, and understanding. Embrace your light and know your worth. Curabell comes to those who are ready to step beyond the confines of their human mind and reach into the uppers of the eternal soul self. Though it may not always be as gentle or simple a process as we expect it to be, trust that you are pivotal to humanity and exactly where you need to be. That definitely goes back to what we were talking about earlier about everything happens for a reason, even though we may not understand why the things are happening or why we end up where we end up. If we do the work to understand, the understanding will come to us at some point. I mean, if you really want it to. The universe knows our heart. Yes, it listens to what we say and what we do, but a lot of times as humans, our words and our actions don't always match up with what we truly desire in our heart. The universe cannot be deceived. The unfortunate part is a lot of us can even deceive ourselves, but we can't deceive the universe. All right, now let's get some Mary Magdalene wisdom and we'll be done for the day. I'll definitely have to be sure and label the videos part 1 and part 2. Hopefully that's not something that will happen a lot. I was late getting this video started today because I was able to sleep in, which doesn't happen very often. So I was very thankful for it. The lady that was here that stopped by was actually the lady that helped me get my bed. It's one of those beds in a box, and It's way more comfortable than I expected it to be. So it was 19:55 when I looked at the timer. I slept very well. I'm enjoying the peace and quiet for sure. Don't have to worry about somebody else up walking around banging on walls, drilling holes, and all kinds of craziness. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. The blessings have just poured in this week, and so much so that my heart, especially yesterday, was very overwhelmed by all of them. Um, when you live your life so much to please other people and to do for others, I've always had a servant's heart. I've always sacrificed my own needs, my own desires in order to do for others. Uh, it's very different when you flip that coin and you step back and you do for yourself and you allow yourself to receive from others. Okay. Mary, Mary, full of grace, what advice can you give us today? I trust what my soul desires. The second power. Card number 4. I trust what my soul desires. According to legend, Mary crossed the Mediterranean Sea to the south of France on a ship without sails after Christ's crucifixion in order to escape Roman persecution. 2 other women named Mary were on the ship with her, as well as a little girl named Sarah. Some legends suggest that Sarah was the daughter of Christ and Mary. I've always imagined that Mary felt anguish having to leave ancient Israel, the land where she met and loved and lost Christ. What the ego wants is real and powerful, and also part of what it means to be human. We're meant to feel the exquisite suffering of not always getting what the ego craves. We cling to the desires of the ego, most often not even realizing that it's the ego that's driving us to crave so desperately. Christ explains the creation of the ego so perfectly in the Gospel of Mary. Quote, matter gave birth to a passion which has no image because it derives from what is contrary to nature. A disturbing confusion then occurred in the whole body. Mary, that's quoting Mary chapter 3, verses 10 and 11. Matter, meaning our flesh, our beloved body, gives birth to a passion, the ego, which has no eternal lasting image like that of the soul. This passion, this ego, is contrary to nature because it seeks to control the flow of energy. The ego doesn't want to die. The ego is terrified of change. And the ego wants life to unfold according to a chronological time frame. And this is necessary because if we didn't have this passion, this ego, we wouldn't be able to function here while human, while embodied. The soul needs the ego. Our work here is to discern when it's the ego that's leading, when it's the ego that's clinging to an outcome, and then, with as much mercy as possible, help release the ego's grasp so that the soul can return to its stance at the helm of our life. We want the soul to lead us, and that's often terrifying because the soul is constantly leading us toward what's new, what's next, what has never been done before. The soul wants us to be fully present because transformation only happens in the present tense. The soul voice meditation. What have I been clinging to or trying to control? Going with the flow is so hard sometimes, especially when it's something that you're not used to. letting go of that false sense of control, of that false sense of knowing, what is best for us, what we need, and really what we want. Um, it's a difficult journey, but it's a journey that we all need to take in order to not only make our soul stronger, but to become stronger on this path of life. We all have a purpose, but many are called, but few answer that call. We all have a purpose. We all have a job to do while we're here for ourselves, for our souls, and for humanity. But it's up to us to choose to answer that call, no matter what it is. Everybody's, there's different groups, and, those groups, even within those groups, everybody's journey, everybody's purpose, everybody's path is just a little different. So trust in the divine, that the hardships serve a purpose. They serve a purpose to help you find clarity. Be grateful, be thankful for the little things that mean so much. Abundance is ours to be had. Not necessarily physical abundance, but spiritual abundance. No matter what grief you're experiencing, know that we can still grow and have joy and learn through the grief. Know that the good deeds that you do not go unnoticed. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. He showed us how to do it. We all believers experience the persecution and the path that he experienced. He taught us how to do it. We are all children of the Most High. Confirmation, right? We are all children of the Most High, just as he was a child of the Most High. And he showed us how to do it. Think of this journey as a spiritual journey and a physical journey. You can't have one without the other. That's where a lot of people make the mistake. They put the Most High in a box. He can't be confined to a box. There are no limitations. Just as he doesn't put limitations on us. Anything is possible if we can believe that it's possible. As always, be grateful for what you have, the big, the small, and the blessings yet to come. If you see a need out there today, tomorrow, next week, if there's any possible way that you can fill that need, please do so. You may not only better their day, but you could possibly change their life, and you never know the impact it could have on yours. Be blessed, find peace, and I'll see you next time.